But those type of things would only happen with time. Because like the more time you spend with someone, they can be observing like your behaviors, your attitudes. So like let's say for instance my sister, because we grew up together and we spent so much time, she's gonna know me based on like what she sees. She might know my tendencies, might know my habits, like what I like, what I don't like. So I think it just comes with time and like being open. But if you're talking about like relationships, if you go into a relationship being something other than what you are, obviously someone's not gonna get to know you. But if you go in being yourself, then and you're open to like showing yourself and vice versa, and obviously it's probably gonna be easier to go with it and kind of get someone to know you. But I think like with someone getting to know you, you have to know what you want and like figuring out like what you desire in life, how you want to be treated, how you want to be spoken to, how you want to feel, how does someone make you feel. And then once you know like what you desire, what you look for, or how you want a certain level of communication, then I think you can like look for candidates or potential partners and see if they have those qualities that you're after, and then maybe then you get to know it. But you can't just go with someone that is just like there's no chemistry, because they're obviously not going to know you, because just too different, like in two different worlds or in two different parts. So it's like, how would you even sync, or if you two different, you know what I'm saying? Then at that point, then it would become more difficult. But I think time is like the first thing. Time travel, I don't know. But I feel like you can shift your mind to like to understand a certain period of time. Like if I read a book and I put myself in that mind frame, or like I read thoughts or I read information from a certain period of time, like I feel like that's a reflection of that duration. So like my mind can travel in a sense, and then maybe if I like read that information and soak it in, like maybe if I sleep and I'm in a dream world, maybe like there might be some interaction like within my dreams about maybe like seeing it with my eyes, or like whatever that dream is, like maybe like feeling like it's real in that state. But like I don't know if like I could say Back to the Future, go back in time and like, you know what I mean? I don't know about that. What inspires me?
Yeah.
Maybe history.
What type of history?
Any type of history. Anything that like shows people like who they are, where they come from, what they've built. Gives you like pride in yourself to know that like people before your ancestors did something monumental. People who like mastered their craft, like let's say like athletes, Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, people that like dedicate themselves to their craft, Bruce Lee, or just like artists who like explore themselves with their feelings, music. I guess people that try to be themselves, be free, and like push themselves into whatever they want to, as well as like his family, community, reputation, wanting to like be something in life, contribute to society. Probably inspires me. Women, you know. Those sort of things.
You already know. Artists that you like to listen to?
3 top.
It could be 3
like,
from back then and 3 from like now, because I
like
know it's
3
totally different.
influential, or like 3 that I just like to listen to. Because like I feel like you can listen to something and enjoy it, but when you listen to certain things, like it influences you a bit more just based on like the truth and like what the music holds. So is it just like...
I want both actually now.
Both?
Because you mentioned it.
First 3 for like influential, I would say Bob Marley.
Okay,
Probably
okay.
number 1, just because like the truth and like standing on stage, not just like with the message that he's coming, but like the music is on par with the lyrics, like the instrumental, and like the group being in sync, the Wailers being in sync, and just I guess the time period of like reggae music and being a pioneer of like pushing it in a global aspect. Second, I'd probably say Nas, just because I like hip hop and like the wordplay and the lyrics and the influence. I just like New York culture, and it just felt natural. It felt uncut. Like he was being himself. He would like explore deep conversations.
Yes, I feel like he's
You know
like
what
a
I mean?
natural storyteller.
Yeah, natural poet.
Back to what I was saying, I'd say Nas just because like the range in like the conversations that he was having of just like being in the streets and then dropping knowledge and then talks about like his life experience of like reading books like Egyptian Book of the Dead and various other things, and then incorporating those like rhymes into the music, but does it in a way where like doesn't seem like, oh, get a load of this guy, you know what I'm saying? Like he's doing himself, and just the range of his career of like coming in with like that New York sound and then exploring different, like the collaboration album with Damon Marley, like going into that reggae aspect but like still remaining himself, and then can come back and like drop Lost Tapes 2 or Life is Good and still get back to the essence of like being himself. So I'd probably say Nas. Third, wow, I don't have a third. Third, I'd say maybe not influential, but just something that like impacted me. I'd probably say Jimi Hendrix, just because like, my dad loved Jimi Hendrix, and like just seeing a brother hold a guitar and like play rock music and play something that's like in our nature, like something that we created as people or melanated people, and just seeing someone like master it and like just go outside the box and like dominate.
Solid.
I'd say that, and just it put things in a perspective that like no matter what you are or where you come from, that you can explore different genres of music. You don't have to keep it boxed in and say, I only listen to hip hop, I only listen to rap. Like, why can't you do both? Why can't you look a certain way, dress a certain way, and still like something? I feel like if you listen to that type of music, you have to look that part. If I listen to reggae music, I have to look that part. If I listen to hip hop music, I have to look that part. Like, I don't get why people they can't let each thing influence them and find their own style or their own originality, you know what I'm saying? I feel like certain things influence people and they only like stay in that circle. So, but like today, music, I'd probably say J. Cole, maybe because of the similarities on how we look. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole basketball, him opening about his life, and just because like seeing him come in like being adolescence and going through high school and some of the conversations that he's rapping about is something you could relate to. So it's like a big brother, and then as you grow you see like the transition from like the material aspect of his success to more like spiritual or more like things that aren't in the material realm, more like things that bring fulfillment or joy. Seeing that transition of like not focusing on like cars, clothes, money, and like talking about more like talking about things that actually matter. I'd probably say that transition. Kendrick Lamar, but they're kind of similar in a certain extent. What else? I like Dave East, just because I like New York rap music, so like just gives me that feel of like Dipset, Cameron, Nas, Jay-Z, kind of all in one. I always like that music. So I would say that. In terms of maybe like R&B, Sir, Brent Faiyaz, those type of things. Oh, Burna Boy, Popcorn, like those type of things, yeah. Life changing? I can give you an experience or like something that like I hold to reference is that when we were in high school with basketball, I wasn't on a great team, but I felt like I was good and I was alright. And I remember we were losing bad, and after the game I think we were out to dinner with my dad, and he was disappointed on how like the team competed just from like a competitive standpoint,
that like you're going up against a team and you just let a team walk over you and like you show no fight. And I remember him saying that the way people play basketball is the way they approach life. So if you don't put any effort in, or if you get down in the game, you're down 20, down 30, you either fold or you fight to get back up or try to win. So it's just like pretty much saying like the way people play basketball is how people are gonna handle life. And sports teaches people to like go through adversity, go through failure, go through all those things. So I always keep it in mind, like I've been down or I lost, and like how losing made me felt, and like trying to put that effort into something in life and just going after it the same way in life, of just not like quitting or letting other people down. Just even if you're down, compete, go to the end, and just don't give up in life. But the same people who were on the court that gave up in life, like I don't know where they are now. Maybe that was true, maybe it wasn't, but that's something that always stick with me. I don't have one of those like Jordan ones where, you know, people know the exact quote. I don't have something like that.
True.
Basketball.
Why?
Basketball, my favorite. I mean, just basketball is like the only sport that people can compete. You have a ball, a net, but like you leave the ground, you do things in the air. It just allows creativity to flow, as well as just like basketball influence off the court as well. Like sneakers, like that's the only sport that people can wear a shoe and wear it off the court, like an equipment piece, and wear it off the court and still be functional and still be cool. Like you can't wear a pair of skates off the field, off the ice. You can't wear a pair of cleats off the field because like the bottoms, right? But basketball is one of those sports where like what Michael Jordan's wearing or what Allen Iverson's wearing, like that's what I want to wear even when I'm not playing the sport, just because like that's how it is, you know what I'm saying? And just like seeing brothers dominate creativity of like the history, like 60s, 70s, 80s, and just seeing the game transition, that, and also teamwork. Like it's a team game of 5 people competing on the team. You have people on the bench, and just like each person knowing their role to contribute to an overall success. I feel like that's a sport that helps. I feel like certain individual sports like tennis, skateboarding, like it's so much about you that you're not mindful of like other people. You're just self-centered because it's always been about you competing. It's never been about a greater outlook to win, you know?